Okay, hi Kim.
Hi.
So my name is Maria. I'm the team leader of KW Richmond West. And then this is Kim Wright Seabrill. She is the team lead and owner of the Wright Group here in Richmond, Virginia. Hello. And we are doing the ALC Consultative Interview. So we're going to record this whole thing because I feel like if I was a brand new team leader and I had no clue what to do, this is going to be exactly what they want to do. And you're the perfect agent because you've been through this so many times.
In my yoga outfit.
In your yoga outfit. It's okay with my treadmill in the background.
That's all right.
So the first question was, what motivates you in your business? And you said people.
Yeah. So people, so whether it's my clients, like helping them solve a problem or helping them get what they want, or and more so now, that's my team, like that there's this moment in business where like kind of like it like clicks for people and you start to see like everything kind of falling into place. And I just love that moment when I experience it for myself, but I'm finding I really love it when I watch that happen for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that in the office too. Honestly, I think it's one of the reasons why I always want to be on ALC is that just, helping other agents like really realize their own potential and seeing that there's those moments, I'm talking about where they just like,
Mm-hmm. The
something
light
clicks
bulb.
and the light bulb goes on and they're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Tara Adams holding up the MREA at the ALC meeting and going like, this is the Bible. And I'm like, yes.
Well, and I think that's one of those things too, where like you meet people, and again, whether it's my clients, whether it's my, staff or someone on my team, like I see exactly where they're going to go. It's not like I'm limiting them, but like I just see it. And it's so fun to see them like step into that. And same thing with agents in the office. Like you meet some people and you're like, man, this person has all the ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
you're
get
just
it.
watching them like watching all that falling, watching them figure that out.
Yeah, love it.
Cool thing.
So what was your income goal for this year?
We set a kind of more aggressive goal of 400, and
Okay.
not knowing that we probably would fall short of it because I think last year we were closer to like 300. So that's a pretty big jump for us in 1 year for GCI. And I
And
think
where are you guys today to reaching that goal?
we're at 364.
Wow.
Not bad. Not bad in a year that, we added a lot of staff and kind of had a lot more, I thought, more expenses.
Do you guys have a strategy in place? Like, are you trying to close your gap by the end of the year?
No.
Okay.
But we're not. I mean, pretty much whatever's happened at this point, December 1, like, we're not really like, and I
Yeah.
don't know that we're ever like pushing to like make something happen in a month. Like any goals or strategies we have are really for the long term. So we're already working on like our word for next year is lead gen. So everyone, our TC, our director of ops, like every person in our business is thinking about how they can do their job to generate leads.
I
So
love that.
yeah, we've already started on that. So I feel like that'll make a difference, but no, we're not. I mean, and mostly because we set these goals last year more as like really big stretch goals. Cause you and I talked about that. Like, do we set this? Do we pull back and make a smaller goal? And we're like, no, this is where we really want to be. This is like and I think we'll easily surpass it this year, honestly. So that's our same goal again for this year.
Got it. Okay. I like it. So we're going to move into growth, and you were on the growth committee this year.
Yep.
So I just pulled up Command because we were tracking when you were sending people in, we would tag them with your name. And I have 7 people that you referred to the market center this year. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, because I have not consistently myself been focused on that. I was focused so much on my team and kind of getting all these systems and processes in
Yeah.
place. That is a piece I would love to layer in more of. And
Love
I'm
it.
working on it, but I'm not going to be working on any high volume leads, but
Mhm.
really good quality people. So I'm working on, like I do my business, it's going to be deep relationships that over time that develop, that'll be difference makers if they join our office.
Do you have people in your profit share tree?
I do.
Yeah. And
So
then have you ever gotten a profit share check?
oh yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to move on to productivity, which kind of this is a repeat a little bit of what we just talked about. So you guys' goal was 400, and then you were a little bit shy of that. Do you guys time block for lead generation?
Mhm.
And then are you guys doing DTD2? How do you touch your database?
Yeah, we do DTD2 every Monday. We do a script practice, and then everyone, our goal is by Monday. I know that this is a little different than DTD2, but our goal is by Monday to get it all done, because we have found that if we just don't do it on Monday, like if we can't get someone on the phone, then we're going to text them, we're going to email them, we mark how we did it. So the next time that they come up again, they might get on the call, they might get, because we can only just call so many, but we're just finding, well, for me, that's how I'm doing. My team can pretty much call everyone, because they have a list of 10 people. I have a list of like 75 to 100 people. So I just have takes me a little bit longer.
Have you used, I know we just talked about this yesterday, it was funny. So it says, have you used campaigns and command to lead generate this year? I know you guys have been in Brivity.
Yeah. So I would say, I don't know if I would say, so when we do the campaigns, they're really more, they're more focused on like social media sorts of things. So we don't do that as much, although we do have a lot of touches to our database. So I kind of think like we have a monthly newsletter that goes out. We have 4 events a year. Every event they get at least 4 different messages from us. So like they're getting touched a lot.
Yeah.
So in that sense, if that's what you mean by campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like birthdays, home anniversaries. We have lots of different touches like that are automated in the system.
And you guys are making the transition to command, it sounds like
next week, I think we'll have everything ready. We've had to figure out because command has all of our opportunities and you don't have to build out contact when you put them in. So we've had to go back and build those out so that when we dump in, we're it's all correct.
It mixes.
Yeah. And we've had to figure out how to track so we represent a builder. We've had to figure out how to track those listings separate from our own listings. So we've had to work with KW a little bit on figuring that out
Yeah. I talked to our regional tech trainer, David, yesterday, and he said he's been talking to Brittany.
Yeah. I think we figured it out. I think we're going to use the leasing option. So it'll go under
cool.
their leases, but they're not leases, but
I love it.
Keeps it separate from our active list, active listings that we're selling.
I totally get it. It's still on the opportunities, but it's in leases. That's smart.
Right. Yeah.
Did you attend any local and or regional events this year? I know you went to career visioning.
Family reunion, mega camp. Yeah. Career visioning I did at Virginia. Yeah. Offsite.
Yeah.
We had a couple of things that actually, so I did the train the presenter or train. Is that
that was the trainer is the one you went to.
Train the trainer.
Jean Rivers.
Yep. I did Jean Rivers this year.
You went to family reunion.
Did mega camp.
And you guys went to that command class with Nick Baldwin, right?
Yeah, we did that. And we've done so many little ones like that. I feel like I've done some all day masterminds that have been larger groups.
Are you guys going to family reunion next year?
Yes, the entire team is going, except for the 2 girls in the Philippines who can't come.
Yeah.
If they could come, I would pay for them to come.
That would be fun.
They're not allowed.
And you took Bold this year?
Yes, the beginning of the year. I forgot about
know.
Golly, forget what you've done months ago. Yeah.
And then you had a maps coach for a minute.
I did. I had a maps coach for a good part of the year. And I think it was helpful, but I just don't think she was the right person moving forward. So that's something I may look for.
Yeah. So I know that you guys didn't quite hit your GCI goal, but did you feel like you hit your profit goal?
Yeah, we're at 52% profit, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
And I think mostly because we're off our unit goal, but like everyone else, right? Our sales are so up and my price point so stinking high that it's
amazing.
And when I'm selling the most of the higher priced houses, it's all profit.
Yeah.
You don't have any cost. There's no cost to sale. So that's one thing I'm looking at, which is pulling that cost to sale out more so that we can start having a more accurate view of if I wasn't selling it, how would that really look for the team profitability wise? But I think having bringing on Eastwood is paid for it. Even though we brought on a full-time TC and a full-time listing coordinator, they've both paid for themselves and they've been less than hiring someone stateside. So we hired 2 full-time people for the cost of 1 stateside
Yeah.
person.
That's huge. And that's
Yeah.
your TC and then your listing who's going to be your listing coordinator.
Correct.
I love it. Do you have a written business plan?
Yes.
Saw it yesterday. How do you
In
monitor
many places, written in many places,
all over the place?
everywhere.
How do you monitor your business's finances?
So we use Tax and House does a monthly P&L. And then Brittany and I meet at least once a month. And this is something we're going to be working on more. So we meet at least once a month to go over the P&L, kind of look through like, what are our costs look like? And then when we do our budget review too, we kind of spend even more time at the end of the year, kind of getting the budget set for next year, kind of reviewing that. This year, though, our goal is to spend a little bit less time on, we're having to categorize less and less. You know, as we've been with this company for so long, they're kind of, I mean, it's like maybe one thing. So we're going to start taking some of that finance time and really, we have some other goals for financing this year. Like, I think I'm gonna, like right now, I'm the only person on all the bank accounts. We're going to put Brittany on everything. So just, we're going to make some different changes, which really remove me from being the only person to do some things.
Yeah. And Brittany's your director of ops.
Correct.
Okay, so we're going to move into the culture section. Do you aspire to be recognized as a leader in the market center?
So funny. I don't know if I like aspire to it, but I guess, yes. I mean, I love leading people. I feel like a leader in the office.
Yeah, you are. It's like, well, it's like if you don't know who the leader is, then you're the leader.
Yeah. Like I feel like it, you know.
Yeah. How do you view the ALC? And I mean, I know like probably the view of your ALC has changed, so you can talk about that, but how do you?
Yeah, like I think that, I mean, I love the concept of agents in the office who've got their finger on the pulse of what's really happening in real estate, helping to run the office. You know, like it's not as to business, like things change instantly. And as much as like a good TL or ATL has their pulse on it, they're not selling real estate. It's just different.
Right.
So I think you have to have that combination. Same way my business works. Like, right, we have a huge admin, which are basically like our TL, ATL, like all of our staff. You have to have the agents, and you have to constantly like interdependent on each other to make it, you know, successful business work. And I feel like our office is the same. That's my business is the same. So I love being on it because I feel like it's, you know, I love thinking about my business in that way. I love knowing what's happening in the office, being able to do things that can change and affect other agents. And, you know, I can help one agent at a time, not being on the ALC, but that's really ineffective.
Yeah. Do you feel like the ALC this year took a lot of your time being on the ALC? How do you feel about that?
I mean, my team supports me in the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, honestly, the things that we did, the things that we implemented were all things that we wanted to implement that would be super easy, really fast, and would require very little planning.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. Like, you know, the office mastermind and then the offsite mastermind. And really both of them have a great formula and they're just kind of like going.
Yeah. It's like rinse and repeat.
Right.
So what committees have you served on?
I've served on all of them over the years, honestly. Every one of them.
So this year we're going to add diversity, and I know that's something that you and I have talked about, but based on like what has been your favorite, I guess. Obviously diversity can't be that because we're just adding it, but which one do you feel like has been your favorite so far?
I mean, I don't know. Like I like change a lot. So like, it's so fun to change it up every year. Like last year I did education. This year I did growth. I mean, I liked both of those because I felt like that they're more focused on real like agent issues and things that really help agents do better in business. And so I loved that. And I felt like too that we could make some changes. It wasn't like needed to be a lot, but like we did some things that were really powerful that made a difference. I like that.
Yeah.
So I have liked both of those way more. I'm not exactly like not that I don't love culture because my team has great culture, but like the culture committee is, I always feel like for more very extroverted people to lead.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that. Are you passionate about achieving your goals?
Yes. Maybe too much. I'm not sleeping this week.
Oh my gosh, I know I love these questions, but I mean, think about it, like, right, brand new team leader doesn't know how to select an ALC and has to build a relationship with someone. This is a good,
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you want people that are passionate. I think that probably what happens with most ALCs is they go for big personalities, but like if you don't have some workhorses on your ALC, like you're just going to have a lot of talkers. You need a lot of doers, people who who really can commit their time. And that's,
and want to grow their business. Like, I think that's the biggest thing too, because you don't want to put somebody on the ALC whose business is going to go backwards.
right. And yeah, I mean, it's not just a status thing. That's the thing. I think that's the mistake that happens in a lot of offices. It's like a status, like, oh, I'm on the ALC. So like,
Yeah.
it's like a designation, but it's not, it's like a service that you're providing.
Oh, and I've seen team leaders put people on the ALC because they thought they were at risk of losing them. And I'm like, wait, you're going to put the person that's thinking about leaving on your ALC? That's insane.
Yeah. Like they need some coaching.
Yeah. Yes. Are you passionate about your colleagues achieving their goals?
Yes. I love watching everyone else succeed. I do believe in
you help a lot.
Yeah, I do believe in sharing ideas, like there's no, yeah, I don't see people in my office as competition for me.
How would being a member of the ALC in 2023 fit into your life?
I mean, I guess the same way it did the last 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I just know how much I can give. And I think coming up with easy ideas that are that we can implement quickly and easily, but have really big impact. Because I
Yeah.
think the office is doing the heavy lifting now.
Mm-hmm.
Between you, Robbie, Patrice, Rachel, like you guys have the office running and, you really just need us to plus things.
Mm-hmm. And come up with ideas and, and be the voice. I mean, sometimes you guys have to be the voice we can't be.
Yeah, but I like the direction you guys are going in lately, which I think is so smart, which is that like you guys are the role models for us in our business. And I think the more that you guys do that and everything you do is smart and repeatable for agents in the office, like that is the key. Because
I know
it's like being a parent. You can't preach to your kids and then not do it yourself.
it's really crazy. Like, sometimes I take it for granted and I think, oh, everybody must know this. And then I realize like, no,
yeah, we learn the most by modeling, right?
Yeah.
So like, I think that's so smart. And I think that's one thing for the ALC is that, we want to put good role models up because when someone says something crazy, everyone follows them.
So I'm going to read to you what you said. The answer to your next question was last year. Okay.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
It'll be a good indication of what we were able to do in 2022. So
not like my opinion on dating or anything.
No, not that one. It says, if you're selected, what would you like your legacy to be? And this is what you said last year. And it says this: you would love to see KW function. Okay. Because we were having some function problems. And then building businesses and creating wealth with a reputation. Do you think that we've achieved that this year, or we've moved the needle in that conversation a little?
I do think it's taken a while to repair our reputation in town. And we're very, I mean, every community is different, but in Richmond, it's a very small, big community. Everyone knows everyone and everyone's been in real estate since their mom and dad sold real estate.
You're not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Like for real.
It's like my grandpappy sold real estate. I still run his business.
Yeah.
So I think that, it's a relationship business. And I think we've done a much better job of really showing up for our agents, showing up in the community. And that is, how our agents function is really how we look.
Yeah.
We have some renegade people. We look renegade. So I think we've done a good job of educating people and
it's a never ending pursuit.
Yes.
So then going into 2023, if you're selected to be on the ALC, what would you like your legacy to be moving forward?
I would love to see more really smart, wealth-focused agents.
Okay.
So I think this whole thing of like, I'm going to sell some houses and make some money and go buy myself a Louis Vuitton or a fancy car, or I think people being smart about, yeah, we do make some good money, but really running their businesses like a business and being able to be in this business long term, not like a one shot wonder. Um,
Yeah.
and I just see a lot of agents kind of, not a lot, but I shouldn't say a lot. That's not right. But I just do see agents kind of struggling with that. And I think, believing that they can build that kind of solid business. I would love to see more people building solid businesses. I do have a little bit of a fear of our entire market shifting if we don't have strength in numbers of people that really have good, strong businesses that can withstand,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, I agree 100%.
so
That's,
I'd
I
love to
mean,
see our
honestly, that's
office.
what keeps me up at night.
I know, like, trust me, like, that's why I'm building a team that literally can pivot and do anything.
Yeah.
Our team has skills that whether we sell real estate or whether we do something different, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we have 7 minutes left or 6, and we don't have to use them, but I guess since we have them, my question to you is like, do you have any thoughts about being on the ALC next year? Just general thoughts in general that you kind of want to leave me with.
um,
Also open to feedback from last year's ALC.
yeah, I think that we probably like, I know you love this new format and I don't dislike it at all. I mean, I think that it has some good value for people coming in and listening and seeing what we're having to talk about. I do
You
think we need
mean
to have,
the format where like the tables are facing the audience?
yeah, I think one of the things it did though is I felt more disconnected from the ALC, the other ALC members. Like in
Yeah.
past years, I created a lot deeper friendships and more working relationships because it was like just us talking. So we had
Mhm.
a lot more opportunities to kind of like be together as an ALC. So I do
Yeah.
think that, and it allowed us to have a little bit more meatier conversations. Like I felt like everybody, and when they had to talk about their business, was kind of giving platitudes instead of really talking about like if there was a problem, they weren't going to mention and be like, how could I solve this? Like,
Yeah.
what ideas do you guys have for me? So I do
Hmm.
think having it being, I don't know how we do that, a little bit of more of a working meeting versus a show for everyone else. I think that
Yeah.
would be super helpful. And I think it would make the group feel a little bit tighter. And especially if we were able to share some like, hey, like this isn't working. What have you guys done in this situation? Um, and we did some of that, but that ended up happening outside of ALC.
Yeah.
Like remember the day Ayana was like, I'm gonna just focus on buyers. We're
Yeah.
all like,
No.
what? We're like shaking her outside of the meeting, like, okay, tell me how this is a good idea that you just give up listings.
Yeah.
Like,
That was a good thing she brought that up.
right.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a couple things in the office that, like and I know you guys just like looking, I used to love looking at the numbers. Like we didn't look at that at all this year. Like we used to look at like how many agents we brought in, how many we retained, like what the cap was looking like how they were cap managing, like all of that kind of stuff. Although we didn't really have a say in it, I think it's really very cool for the ALC and top leaders to understand how the office works on the back
Mhm.
end like that. Because they just
Okay.
don't think of it that way.
Yeah,
And
these are
it
great.
does help to understand managing funds. And I do think next year we need to be careful how we give out money for stuff. We need to like figure that out. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what we do with the money we raise.
Yeah. Because I do feel like we did we did that billboard and then we gave funds to a couple different like agents in trouble and who needed it. And I just felt like, wow, we need to have a better system for like, here's the budget that we have of funds to do some things and make
Yeah.
sure. I just think, again, it goes to that equity kind of thing of
Mm-hmm.
last minute, you don't want to say no to one person, but you also then are saying no to a lot of other people when you say yes to them.
Yeah, you have to have a system or then it feels like you're playing favorites.
Yeah, but it's so funny is these are all little minor things. The truth of it is that we have a good foundation to like make some changes for next year.
Well, and I think like now we have people showing up to the ALC meeting, right? Like that didn't used to happen. So we almost have to like swing the pendulum super over to now, like now people see value in it. I mean, we just had our last ALC meeting and we had a packed training room. Really, I mean, we could have probably fit like 5 or 6 more people.
Yeah.
And that is powerful because, right, it tells them what they should be tracking. So I know those people are going to keep showing up. So I think now we have a little bit more, like, I actually think you're right about looking at the market centers number, cap management reports. Those are going to be things that are going to be huge for our 135, the offices, how it builds into the committees, like all that, like, so, and we're going to spend, so the ALC retreat, I'm going to put this on your radar, is going to be on January 11th. So hopefully you're in town. It's going to be the same, 10 to 3, and then we have a bay. I just went back to Topgolf because it's easy, but I'm doing a different agenda. So people are already going to show up with their economic and lead gen model already done, because most of you guys already have this figured out. And if there's a new ALC member, they're going to have that. We're going to spend a lot of the day spending with you guys getting to know each other. So I actually want to do many life stories with every single one of ALC members in front of the other ALC members, because you guys don't always have the time to get to know each other at a high level. Like, do you know that, you know, Seth used to be in a band?
You know, it might be really fun. You can do it that way if you want. I just all of a sudden, just like, wouldn't it be fun if we did like a little speed dating with each other?
Oh, that would be fun. I like
Right?
that
So then it
too.
doesn't have to be everyone sitting, but everyone's interacting the whole time.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Just
Yeah,
as-
I mean,
That way you're not responsible for having to like ask questions to a person. We're all sitting and listening. It's like, I feel like with agents, we have a lot of ADD people. Like
you do. But I have to tell you, like, you guys have some really amazing backgrounds. Like, I got to write down from Virginia or from Nova with Alina, and she was telling me, like, you know, how like her culture and how frowned upon it is for females in her cultures to earn a living, and just how their move was here. Like, they moved here with money and a rental car. They couldn't get an apartment. They didn't have a social security number. I mean, it's just like their story is so amazing. And I think like the better you guys know each other, the more you're willing to share with each other too. Because I know you guys so well because I spend time with you all in separate ways, but you guys don't always have the time to get to know each other at that level, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, and then the remainder of the day is going to be finalizing the vision for our market center. So we're going to walk out with a final vision and probably a mission. And then committees. Like, I want to spend like 3 hours on committees.
Oh, I would love, and if you want any help with any of that for the committee part, like,
Well, you know what's funny? You're going to laugh at me.
what?
So I'm doing the team leader, or I'm doing the staff retreat. And it's not really, it's like a 2 afternoons. And I did day 1 and day 2.
That looks familiar.
You know what? But it helped me so much because first of all, I figured out like I needed more time. I was trying to do too much in a smaller amount of time. So I had to divide it in 2. And then I realized I was going to start with them and then work it into us. But I realized I have to start with us and the numbers and where we are in our vision, and then bring them to, this is how you fit into this.
That's what we had to do too. We tried it the other way around, and it was just like starting off too big.
Yeah.
Like, they understood the business and it kind of got their brains thinking. And then they were able to really, because honestly, my team had a really hard time thinking about themselves. Like, it's not a natural thing, but they can think, but they understand the business, you know, like.
Yeah, I literally, it's the exact same thing. Lifestyle.
I'm so glad I'm so glad that's an honor that you're stealing from me.
I got sand coming. I got pebbles coming. The whole thing. Hey,
oh my God, I love it.
That's why
awesome.
you're at KW, right? Like, when you find something that works, like, why are you going to go reinvent the wheel?
You know how long it took us to plan that 2-day retreat? It took us so many hours.
Oh, I know.
Like, so, and I'm so particular.
Yeah. So thank you for that. But yes, I will want your help with that. So stay tuned.
Okay, yeah, I
but-
would love to do any parts on the committee, like helping other people with planning committees and like, and I think we could come up with some outlines for like agendas for the committees and like how you take notes and like who's the lead, who's the note taker, like how
Love
all
it.
of that works. Yeah, I have some ideas for making that easy
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today.
because I'm off to yoga.
Okay, perfect. You go yoga and I will
Ooh,
stop this
tonight, I'm
recording.
so excited. Tonight is the big gala for the builders in town. It's like their big like awards tonight. And we got invited to sit at the Eastwood table up front. Spen's the outgoing president.
Ooh,
I know, I'm pretty excited.
that's
He was like,
exciting.
he basically was like, yeah, we want Kim at our table.
Well, of course.
I was so
You do.
excited.
Come on.
I know. So I'm excited.
You're a
I'm
superstar.
excited to go celebrate with them and
Yeah.
like for them. So
I love it.
I'm pretty excited.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to make the announcements the week of the 12th, which is in a couple weeks. So stay tuned.
all right. Thanks, Maria.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.